Start. Hello, this is Chuck with Hiscall. Want to take a few minutes today just to share about Hiscall Cloud Services with you. I'm joined today by some of my team members. On with me today is Tricia Terry. She is one of our account consultants here in out of our Dixon office. She's been very successful communicating the value of Hiscall Cloud Services and Hiscall Voice Connect to her prospects and customers as we launched this service. She will share some of her experiences and feedback on her customers on things that have been important and resonated well with them. Also, Tom Ward, one of our account consultants as well here out of our Dixon office, is going to share some of his thoughts and feedback on successful opportunities he's had in positioning Hiscall Cloud Services with his prospects and customers. Also on there in the conference room in Dixon is Terrence Bates. He may be a new face to some of you. Terrence is our sales manager, and he's going to provide some feedback and conversation along the way as well. And then lastly, in the background is Chris Pate, providing us support in the background. So appreciate you taking a few minutes to join us here. What we plan to do is give you an overview of Hiscall Cloud Services. We'll highlight and demonstrate some of the capabilities of our business communications platform. We'll describe and discuss the value of Hiscall Voice Connect and Hiscall Voice Standby, a couple of new SIP trunk offers now available on Hiscall Cloud Services. So as we begin today, let's start with a definition of cloud services. In general, cloud services is an umbrella term. It refers to a wide range of application services delivered over the internet as opposed to being installed on a network server or a user's computer. Some popular cloud services include networking, data storage, platforms for e-commerce, and productivity applications like email. We'll spend the majority of our time today focused on business communications as a cloud service. Cloud-based services are usually offered by a hosting service provider or a managed service provider like Hiscall. According to a recent Northbridge survey, 50% of customers surveyed had a cloud-first or a cloud-only business strategy. This was the first place or the only place they went to deploy applications for their users. We've heard from some of our customers that have told us they want out of the server business. As a matter of fact, we are even hosting servers in our data centers where we provide all the power, networking, secure access, and backup services for customers that no longer have servers on premise. So as we understand cloud services, let's talk about Hiscall Cloud Services, or HCS, you may hear us refer to it. This is used to describe applications and services we deliver over the internet. These are designed to provide easy and affordable access to applications and resources without the need for your own internal infrastructure or hardware. We make these services available to you, so there's no need for your company to host applications on your own premise servers. Some of the services we host in our own data center. Some examples of these include Wi-Fi or wireless LAN network, security cameras, and business communications or phone system type services. Other services, we partner with a hosting provider. Some examples of this include omni-channel contact center, reporting, and SIP trunks. Well, what's important here is regardless of the hosting provider, Hiscall Cloud Services are managed and billed by us, by Hiscall. For over 26 years, we've been providing businesses of all sizes with IT services. Over the years, customers have counted on us and they've depended on Hiscall to help them with voice systems, data networking, network security, backup power systems, audio video solutions, and access control, to name a few of the things that we provide our customers. And it's this relationship with our customer and the ability to service you that is the greatest differentiator for Hiscall Cloud Services. Our relationship with you is important to us, and we're not willing to hand that over to just anyone. So, with our cloud services, you keep your relationship with us. You continue to call us to receive local support. You will talk with some of the same people you may have already been talking with for years. In addition to our history of strength and our relationships, I considered three other benefits of Hiscall Cloud Services. One, it's cost effective. Two, it's efficient and scalable. And three, it's flexible. Hiscall Cloud Services enable you to remain competitive in the marketplace without requiring investment in costly data center infrastructure, servers, backup power, and all the things that's required to make enterprise applications run. Hiscall Cloud Services are typically much more affordable than building, maintaining, and managing your own data centers. Our cloud services provide access to the resources when you need them. The applications can be easily and rapidly scaled up or down as needed for your business demands. Because Hiscall supplies all the necessary infrastructure and software, there's no need for your company to invest in its own resources or allocate precious IT staff to manage the service. This in turn makes it easy for businesses to scale the solution as your needs change. Since our cloud services are cost effective as well as efficient and scalable, they also provide you with flexibility. You can procure the services on demand as needed for your business requirements. Our business communications packages include 4 pricing models. Each bundle includes unlimited calling in the lower 48 states and includes a DID number. Each bundle also includes a desk phone if needed. As we look at the pricing, each bundle builds on the previous. So if we start with the Essential Monthly, it includes the essential features for making and receiving phone calls. It's great for lobbies, break rooms, hotel rooms. Up from that, next is UC Monthly. This is ideal for your back office staff. It adds the more common features needed by business users, such as auto attendance and voicemail. Next is the Advanced Monthly. This works well for your roaming users, your sales staff, sales support, marketing support staff that's out on the road. It includes things like mobile client and soft phone, instant messaging, call recording, and voicemail to email. The next bundle is the Premium Monthly, and this is perfect for management and call centers. It adds features like audio and video conferencing, voicemail transcription or speech to text, call queues, and call reporting. So, Tricia, you've found success in positioning Hiscall Cloud Services both with new prospects and existing customers. What are some of the value that you've been able to communicate and help your customers to see in Hiscall Cloud Services?
Thanks for asking, Chuck. Yeah, I'd love to share some of that. So, I wanted to point out first that Hiscall Cloud Services is built from the ground up by Hiscall for the benefit of Hiscall customers. One of the features is that it has redundancy in power sources, data centers, and carrier. To support our Hiscall Cloud Services, we have multiple data centers to ensure failover. We also have 3 electrical power sources for backup. So this gives us a great fail-safe against any kind of power issues. And then on top of that, we have a wide variety of carriers and carrier services coming into our Hiscall Cloud Services from different physical routes into our building as well. So this will all go a long way in eliminating any unnecessary downtime for you when you choose Hiscall Cloud Services. Our satisfaction and your satisfaction is guaranteed on Hiscall Cloud Services. Our owner, Gary Luffman, didn't care for cloud vendors who tied our customer to long-term contracts when it really wasn't working for their business. So he wanted to change that, and that was one of our driving forces to build our own Hiscall Cloud Services. Hiscall Cloud Services comes with an unprecedented satisfaction guarantee. You don't like the Hiscall Cloud service, it's not working for you, we'll put in a premise-based phone system for the exact monthly price that you're already paying for your Hiscall Cloud services. It's very scalable, which is very helpful to my customers. It's very easy and fast to add users to the Hiscall Cloud Services. It's a simple call to your account consultant, and they would reach out to our services department, get those users added. In just a few days, you can add to your workforce, which is, it definitely shrinks the time between when you need it and when you actually have it in action. It's budget friendly. Hiscall Cloud Services is much easier to budget for. It takes the normal premise-based on-site phone system from the capital expenditure and turns it into a operating expense. So for one low monthly price, you're being able to get those services and with a current phone system. And also, often we take that and evaluate your carrier services. We help and take a look at your internet that you're currently getting. Possibly we can see if we can get an upgrade. We eliminate any unnecessary telecom expense from your carriers. And with the net difference oftentimes is a savings on your overall telecom spend with brand new technology, which most of my customers are really liking. It's supported 24/7, 365, what we lovingly refer to as Southern support. Like Chuck mentioned, it's the same great service team that you're used to calling now for all of their current technology needs. It's the same people answering those calls and the technicians that are helping us on the day-to-day, which is very nice. So there's no unexpected expenses per month. If you have an issue, it's fully supported and we take care of it. Given the pricing these days on everything going up, it is also nice to know that our Hiscall Cloud Services is a fixed price for your entire length of your contract. You can choose a 1-year, 3-year, or 5-year plan. I encourage most of my customers to choose the 60-month plan or the 5-year plan because installation, choice of handset, programming, training, everything is inclusive of the monthly price, and there's no upfront expenditure to get started on your Hiscall Cloud Services other than your first and last month payment. So it makes it a really affordable product to start for your business. Tom, I believe you wanted to share a quick story with us about a success story that your customers have had once they transitioned over to Hiscall Cloud Services.
Yes, thanks, Tricia. I did. I wanted to bring up an example of one of my customers, and it was a situation where we met with them, and they weren't really sure if they wanted to go cloud, if they wanted to stay on premise. They were comfortable either way, but the one thing they did know is they were not a Hiscall customer today, and they had an older system that was end of life. There was no upgrade path, there was no forward direction for that, and so they knew that they needed to do something to change. So after we met with them, we realized they had multiple locations, and if they wanted to stay on premise, it was going to require them to and they wanted resiliency so that that remote site could stay up in case the main site had a problem. So therefore, in order to do that with on-premise equipment, it required gateways and servers at these remote sites and licensing, and so that was going to be driving the cost up. And then they said, well, we really want to provide an excellent customer service for our people calling in. This is a financial institution, and so they had people calling in frequently, and so they wanted to really be able to handle those calls efficiently. And they said, well, we want the sophisticated call center capability. We want them to have the ability to, press a button if the wait's going to be too long and be called back. They wanted advanced reporting of, to make sure that the customer service levels they were given were proper and to make sure that they can train people. They wanted the ability to record those calls for that contact center. Well, all that can be done without a problem with on-premise equipment, but it gets expensive quick. It requires additional servers, licensing, and that type of thing, especially because they only needed about 5 people for that advanced functionality. So therefore, that's another reason it kind of went towards cloud. And so then they came and said, we've got these people that are traveling from remote. They may work from home some. We want the ability to add an app where they can just have an app on their cell phone and they can do everything they need to. They can instant message from that app to the people that are in the back office at corporate. They want to be able to hide their cell phone number so that they're not giving their people out their cell phone number. So that also could be done on premise, but it was not going to be inexpensive. Additional servers again required. So when we started looking at all that, cloud really became the obvious choice for them. And so then we started looking at what the monthly spend would be versus on premise. And because of all the sophistication they were wanting, cloud really became a very cost effective. Plus that operating expense and many of the advantages we've already talked about. So as they continued to look at that, we really and another main thing that they were very frustrated with was when they realized that the cloud was the way to go, they started not only looking at us, but they started looking at these large nationwide providers. And they were very frustrated with their present nationwide provider that they were getting phone service from. And so with all of that frustration, they're like, I do not want to get in this again. They actually called the customer service of some of these large cloud providers, and they realized that the service level that they were going to get versus what we were going to be able to provide here with Hiscall support was world and above different. So also those companies were going to want them to do all their own installation and training. It was just videos. It wasn't classroom type. It was a completely different service than what we were providing. So at that point, they realized Hiscall was a superior choice, and I was glad that they did, and they've become a great customer of ours. So that's just one of our customers that was a prime example of why cloud makes so much sense to them to go forward. And I believe, Tricia, you were going to talk a little bit about Chuck, I believe you're going to talk about some of these features maybe that I just highlighted on a little bit and maybe do some deeper dive. So Chuck, if you want to take it away.
Yeah, thank you so much, Tom and Tricia. That's good feedback, good information, and we'll move into some of the more technical parts of this, maybe. So when you look back over the past couple of years, think how your business communications changed. Recent history required the modern workplace to adapt, and it had to adapt quickly. Suddenly, we saw offices closed and entire workforces working remotely. Even today, some may not even return to an office setting at all. The shift of the modern workplace has resulted in us adapting new technologies. The modern workplace requires collaboration tools that offer flexible ways to communicate by combining voice, video conferencing, and instant messaging, while often using open source and standards protocols. We designed our Hiscall Cloud Services to be highly reliable with resiliency and redundancy. Resiliency is the ability of a software or an application to recover from an error. Redundancy is duplication of critical infrastructure and components. As Tricia mentioned, we utilize multiple data centers, multiple power options, diverse network paths, and multiple carriers to provide services to our customers. Our business communications solution utilizes modern technologies to simplify the daily communications tasks. Hiscall Cloud Services are based on open standards and protocols with web-based tools for easy access. Since it uses secure web technologies, it's also easier to deploy. Web-based software makes it easy for remote workers to connect to the system. Users can access it from any device connected to the internet, whether in the office, at home, or on the go. Your employees will easily learn and adopt the new technologies. When we look at our business communications solution, it includes the features you expect in a modern business communications solution. Of course, it's got audio and video calls. There's instant messaging to open up additional channels of communication. You have present status, so that when you're communicating or you want to communicate with a team member, you can determine, are they in the office? Are they away? Are they out of the office on vacation? Are they away meeting with a customer? Or do they just prefer to communicate with chat at this time? Presence really important in a distributed workforce. Video conferencing, so that we can come together and share ideas and talk through projects while still seeing one another, giving us the feel that we're together and we're working as a team. Online access to corporate phone books, so I can easily find the information that I need in order to reach the people that I want to contact with, whether it be their extension number or even their own mobile phone. SMS text messages, again, opening up another communication channel through your enterprise number. Mobile applications, as the workforce is distributed, you got these road warriors that are out there. You want to protect their personal cell phone numbers. You want them to use their enterprise identity. So by using the mobile application, their enterprise DID number is displayed when they make phone calls, when they're working remotely. Voicemail and call recording, of course, are included. And attendant console for those receptionists that are managing lots of different types of phone calls. And of course, in a distributed workforce, it's important that we keep up with our employees, know that they're handling the things that they're supposed to be handling and doing the things that they're supposed to be doing. So there are call activity statistics and call reporting details. And we look at that all sounds great, but what's required of me? What's required of you, our customer? Really, it requires an internet connection. We recommend a broadband connection with high bandwidth, so that you can connect to the services for real-time communications. And really, that's it. Now, if there are desk phones, you may need PoE switches. We'll work with you to configure your networks and your firewalls for rules and stuff so that you securely communicate to Hiscall Cloud Services. But let's move now into a demo of the solution. Here, I am showing you the soft phone. And when we look at the soft phone, of course, it can make calls, can also do chats. And here is my presence information, where I can say that I am available, or when I'm working from the home office, I can say I'm available, but I am at the home office. I can say that I'm away with customers, out to lunch, or I'm on vacation, or I don't want to be bothered at all. Of course, we can also just say that we prefer chat. I can have different rules based on my availability state. So if I'm away on vacation, I want someone calling my office number to have a different experience. I don't want, for example, all my devices to ring like they do when I say that I'm available. Maybe if I'm out to lunch, I want it to go to voicemail and not ring my device also. But so you can have different rules based on your availability state, and that availability state is visible to your team members so that they know your current status. Here on the chat tab, here are some of my coworkers I can see with that availability state with my coworkers. Here with Tom, I can call him by clicking on this number. It'll dial his extension. Or if I just want to shoot Tom a message here, I can type that message in here, and I'll just send a quick little thumbs up to him. And then Tom can reply. When he is replying, of course, he's on the meeting with us right now, I can see when he is replying. I can also escalate this to a video conferencing if I want to. If I click Start Meet here, it'll open up my Meet application. I don't want to open that up twice. I'm going to go ahead and close that. But you'll see it sends the meeting details right in this instant messaging window. Very easy for Tom to click and join the video conferencing with me. So that's chat, pretty standard stuff there. So for phone calls, here we have a dial pad like you would have with a phone. I can also just hit enter right here, and it'll bring up the last number that I dialed. I can also just dial with my number pad, place a phone call. So I'm going to answer that over here on my mobile. Now I can put this call on hold. I can transfer it. I can add additional parties. I can record the call, or I can place it on hold. Also, I can elevate it to a Sangoma Meet if I want to for video conferencing, if we're on a both video capable device. But I'm going to park this call. And so this is place the call in park on the system. I can come down here into these parked calls, click on this, and I can see the parked calls in the system. I can hover right here and I can see the number that called, who parked it, and what their extension is. If I want to retrieve that call, all I have to do is click right here, and that's going to make that call again active on my phone. If I want to mute my mic, I just do that right there. And of course, there's my speaker volume. I'm going to hang up this call now. Here are my call logs. I can see all my inbound, outbound, and missed calls. If I just want to see the calls that I've missed so that I can call them back, I can go here to my missed call log. I can place a call directly from here. It'll dial that number. I see the date and the time that they called. Here are my voicemail messages. You can see I have a new unplayed voicemail here. Again, I can call back directly, or I can play this voicemail within here. I can click play, or I can delete it. I get the details of the length and that kind of stuff. So as you can see from the soft phone application, there are the features that you need to communicate and work with your team members is all right here. Working remotely, I've been a hybrid worker for years. I've got an office in Dixon. In my office in Dixon, I do have a desk phone sitting over here. But when I work remotely, I work VO from my house. I no longer have a desk phone at my office. I remove that, and I'm only using soft phone or the mobile client. And as of late, I have found that the mobile client does everything that I need to do, and I have not even been using my soft phone when I'm working remotely. I'm just using my mobile device. Here you see that I have some favorites like I showed you with the soft phone. There are my call logs. Here's the dial pad, and here's my contacts. What I like about the mobile device, the mobile client, it integrates. I've given it permission to access my contacts on my soft phone, on my iPhone. And so I can access my contacts on my iPhone, but dial them through the mobile client, my enterprise mobile client. So I elevated this to Sangoma Meet, just like I showed you before, which I'm going to close down now. So that's the device of choice for me when I'm working remotely. It does everything that I need it to do. One other thing that I wanted to show you is something really as simple as click to call. So when I'm visiting a web page, I can just highlight this number and right click it. And from here, I can dial that number. All I have to do is click dial, and it's going to launch a call. No longer do I have to look at the web page, go over to my desk phone and dial a number and fat finger and look at it again and dial it all over and that kind of thing. Just something as simple as that can really increase your users' efficiency and their effectiveness in communicating with your customers and vendors and partners and each other. All right. So, Tricia, as with the success that you've had with your customers, what are some of the features, the capabilities, the things that have been most useful to the ones that you've had success with?
Yes, great. I'd love to share that. So I'm soon celebrating my 12th anniversary here at Hiscall, and I've mainly been focusing on small and medium businesses. Traditionally, many features that you've mentioned here with like mobility, simultaneously ring with your cell phone, transfer to your cell phone, or a desktop applications, those are very costly to add to a small and medium business size platform, and almost impossible for those businesses to afford adding those because each of those were separate applications, call recording. So with Hiscall Cloud Services, you can choose those features per user, and many of them are already included in our advanced package. So even businesses with 5 up to 50 users in that small and medium business platform can afford these advanced applications. Hiscall Cloud Services is always current with your upgrades too. This is something that's been very costly for my customers in the past, and that goes all the way up to enterprise. So technology changes so rapidly, and to know that you're paying that one price per month and it's fixed for the life of your contract, that you'll come and keep you updated and with the latest technology is, priceless in my thing, because it's a fixed price and you'll always stay current with your technology. So the last thing we wanted to talk to you about today is our other cloud offerings that we're offering on top of this. So things we call Hiscall Voice Connect. Hiscall Voice Connect is now, we're offering SIP trunks at it's a low cost alternative to your traditional carriers, your digital lines that you're paying for now, whether it's a POTS line, an analog line. This is the alternative, because it also resides on your internet, similar to the Hiscall Cloud Services. We offer it in varieties such as partial PRIs, digital lines, analog lines, and full circuit PRIs. So, and then the last thing we wanted to mention today, specific to our cloud products, was Hiscall Voice Standby. Looking to build in redundancy for your business and your network, Hiscall Voice Standby are SIP trunks that can be put into place in your business, that only activated when you're ready and when you need them, giving you built-in redundancy. Oftentimes, my customers need that redundancy, but they're having to duplicate their carrier in order to achieve that redundancy. Hiscall Voice Standbys stand in place and are only ready when you need them. So, and they're a fraction of the cost of having that duplicate circuit. And Tom, I know that you wanted to share a customer testimonial along with these product lines.
Yeah, a couple of my customers have deployed Hiscall Voice Connect, and kind of here's a couple of scenarios, and I wanted to give that. One of them, they weren't that large, but they had an up-to-date phone system. They didn't have a lot of sophisticated needs, and so they really liked the on-premise aspect, and so we were able to. They were spending hundreds of dollars for basic analog phone lines, and we were able to put in Hiscall Voice Connect, and the price for their service went down more than 50%. And so that was a big win for them. And they really didn't have that many lines, but they were spending hundreds of dollars a month. It was kind of crazy. Then another one was a large customer, and they were frustrated with the nationwide carriers. And they're like, you mean I can get service from you guys and I don't have to deal with the companies that everybody's probably familiar with and the frustrations that come with dealing with them? And I said, correct. I said, when we bring all your phone services over to Hiscall, and you don't have to worry about them anymore. And they thought that was a great plan. So, and not to mention, it was going to be able to save them quite a bit of money as well. Not like 50%, but it was going to save them quite a bit. And it was a big benefit for them in both those scenarios. And I mean, in this larger customer, they were always changing things. They had a sophisticated phone system, but they were always changing things with their carrier, and that was their frustration. They no longer had a direct rep, and it was really frustrating. But they're needing to move numbers around. They're needing to forward numbers for various applications. They're needing to change and add DIDs, remove DIDs, and the fact that we do all that, and we do that in hours, where the large carriers would often take weeks. So very happy to be over with Hiscall Voice Connect, and so we're excited to do and continue to work with them on that. So that's a couple of examples of customers that did that. And I believe, Terrence, you were going to kind of wrap us up here with a little bit. Terrence is our new sales manager, and we're so excited to have him on board.
Thank you, Tom, and thank you, Patricia, for sharing these examples of our customers that are realizing the benefits and features of the Hiscall Cloud Services right now. And thank you, Chuck, for explaining the details and this great information about this exciting solution. So, as you can see, no matter the size of your business or organization, we are confident that we will have a solution that's right for you, including mixing and matching these plans together to make sure that it's the right solution. And in fact, I had a conversation with the owner today, Gary Luffman, and he wanted to make sure that I stress that even if you're in a contract, don't let that stop you from talking to us, because we would like to look at those details, and we think that we could come up with some type of customized agreement that will be just right for you. So thank you again for this opportunity, and Chuck, I'll pass it back to you.
Good stuff. Thank you, Terrence, Tricia, Tom. Really good information. Thank you for taking the time to come on here and share it with our prospects and customers. So you guys have a great rest of the day.
The future is bright.